So in case anybody needs to know why Gojo is the GOAT, I am about to show you in 6 seconds, starting right now. What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Greatness Satoru Gojo. And if you guys know, Gojo won my #1 figure of 2021, I believe. And this is pretty much almost kind of like a reissue with some new accessories. So I already know what I'm getting into, which is why I am excited. But I don't want to hold you guys up. Let's go ahead and take a look at that sexy packaging so we can dive right into this amazing figure of this amazing character. Now for the sexy packaging, it is not the slim, slender package that we got with the first few SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen figures. This is actually the wider box, but it is still a little thin from the side to the front, or the back to the front, whatever. But anyway, as you guys can see, it is the window where you can see the figure and a ton of accessories that he comes with. This dope image of him right here with one of his eyes showing. He's got the blast effect. I don't know if that technique actually has a name. It's just like a ball of cursed energy, I'm assuming. You've got the silhouette image in the background. You've got the accessories right here along the side. Up the top, you got him using that same technique. On the bottom, we just kind of got him in an attacking pose. On this side, not much going on. Then on the back, usually they have more poses that you can get the figure into. There's just a few this time around. Then here's all the Japanese stuff I can't read because this was imported. Now that being said, let's stop wasting time and get into this figure, because you guys already know I am excited for this one. Now, if you saw my initial review for the first Gojo figure, then this for you is probably going to be a bit of a repeat. You guys know I really enjoyed that figure, and this one is pretty much the same thing except better. And I know you guys are wondering, Ace, what do you mean by better? It's the same figure. Yes and no. And that being said, you can always make things better, especially as a line continues to progress. Now anyway, let's go ahead and actually, before I do anything, let's go ahead and bust out the original Gojo. Let's just scoot this guy over for a second and bust out the old one. Now, I kind of hit my camera, so sorry about that. But looking at these two side by side, I'm going to be honest straight up. The body, of course, is the same. This one has a bit more color in the skin tone, so I think it kind of makes this figure look a little bit nicer. I don't know, man. Between the headbands or the eye coverings, I don't know which one I like better. I like the black, but I also like the bandages. So you guys tell me. I really want to know. What do you guys think? Do you like the bandages better, or do you just like the black eye covering? That is going to be the question for today. Now, one thing I do want to say is absolutely much better about this newer one is the hair sculpt. It's much more wavy. It's much more defined. This kind of looks a little messy in comparison, and it's just going to make me like this one so much better. Also, it looks like they made the neck a little bit longer on this one, or actually, maybe it's just a shorter collar piece. Yeah, this one has a taller, thinner collar piece. So this is actually a new collar piece, which is good because it means you get more of the head sculpt. And I'm really hoping you can swap these, because if you can put this one on that one, that means his face isn't going to be so covered on this old one. Either way, the rest of the body is looking to be the exact same. I don't really see any noticeable differences really other than that, but I think that was a great job. And then of course this new head sculpt is just absolutely superb. I really love this so much better, and once again it just shows that Tamashii Nations is all about improvement. Now anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this guy so we can see what he's about up close and personal. Now, taking a closer look, I really just want to focus on the hair. I want you guys to really see the difference between this one and the old one. As you can see, some of the bangs kind of hang forward on this one. All of his hair goes back on the old one. And I wanted to see if you could swap the old faces onto this body, but I don't think that you can because obviously the headband goes all the way around. But I do want to try something just for the heck of it. Let's see here. Alright, I didn't mean to do that. Both heads came off. I'm doing this on camera, which I normally don't do, but we're having fun. So let's see. Oh no, these faces are actually not swappable at all. The pegs in this are actually a little bit different. Wow, which, I mean, it makes sense because it is a brand new head sculpt. And let's go ahead and pick this up if I can. This review is going to be all over the place, but again, I'm just having fun, so who cares? But yeah, so you can't swap the faces. That's a bit of a bummer, but with it being a new head sculpt, once again, it makes sense. But I really like this new hair sculpt. It looks so much better, man. I really wish you could swap out these faces. That would just bring this all the way to a 10 completely, which, I mean, this figure is technically still a 10, but whatever. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking. The rest of the body is the same. Even the paint and everything on it is the same. It's almost like this purple-ish color. It's very dark, but then you see the black or gray in the shoes. It's the same thing. Literally, the skin tones and the head sculpts are the only thing different besides the new collar. And since I'm talking about the collar, as you can see, this one it has a few more wrinkles in it. So yeah, that's about it though. So that first part was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but when it comes to JJK, I love talking about these figures. Now moving on to the height, as you guys can see, to the top of his head, he's right at about 6.5 inches. Very, very tall, slender figure, as he is supposed to be. That is completely accurate to the anime, and I will be doing size comparisons a little bit later in the review. Now moving on to everyone's favorite part, the articulation. Gojo looks up very well, especially considering the fact he's got that smaller collar. He looks down very well. He does get all kinds of neck movement, tilt, turn, you name it. The arms are on the same joint as before, so they go all the way up. You get much higher than T-poses. He does have a very effective butterfly joint. You kind of have to work with it a little bit, but his arms do come in, as you guys can see, no problem. He does have a built-in thigh swivel, double jointed elbows that work very, very effectively. He can totally flex and hit the Gojo poses. He does have hands on a ball peg. Diaphragm joint leans about that much, back about that much. Watch out for the gapping. All kinds of twist and turn. He does have a waist swivel. He does lean at the waist, but this plastic piece is kind of going to hinder it. But of course, it is there as always. He can fully kick someone in the face, no problem, and that pose does hold. He doesn't really kick back. He does kick out completely. He does have a swivel. He does have double jointed knees, so they bend all the way in. Gojo can knee someone in the face if he wants to. The foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Really great ankle rocker. Really, really great. And then he does have a toe hinge. So articulation wise, again, same old, but still great. Now, when it comes to accessories, Tamashii Nations has been going all out lately, and there's nothing I love more than improvement. First off, he comes with his smiling face right here, another smiling face with his teeth showing right here, a yelling type face, which he doesn't get very expressive, but still, it doesn't look extremely serious, but it's still a serious face. Then he comes with one where he has his eyes showing, and you guys already know, this is when he activated full beatdown mode. You guys saw it earlier. He comes with 2 fists. He comes with 3 sets of open palm hands, one specifically for his cursed energy effect right here. So it has a small hole in there where you peg the energy effect in. He comes with a pair of clasping hands. If you guys remember, this is when he sent off Inumaki and Panda to go help Yuta and Maki. He comes with 2 waving hands. He comes with 2 thumbs up hands, 2 reaching, grabbing, stylish type hands, 2 pair of peace sign hands, 1 jutsu hand, and then he comes with 1 hand that kind of has the index middle finger curved. I guess that can be for when he's lifting the blindfold. I'm not entirely sure. But then last he comes with his cursed energy effect. So a lot more accessories than the original. And I thought the original gave you enough of a bang for your buck, but this right here, this is even better. So you guys know I'm happy. Now, one thing I do want to say, just so you guys know, in case you haven't noticed, on this face here, where he has his eyes showing, it kind of looks like he's looking off to the side. So it's not like he's looking forward completely. I don't know why they did that. It's not bad. It still sometimes looks like he's looking forward, but for the most part, it looks like he's kind of looking off to the side. So I did just want to throw that out there. Still looks really dang good. The paint on this is really nice, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware. Now moving on to size comparisons here, the gang is all together, and as I said before, he looks really good with all of them. I think that they got the scale right. He's taller than all of them, including Megami, and this looks great. I wish this Gojo went with this specific team, because it's going to be hard for me to make myself take shots of these guys together, knowing that this Gojo belongs with Yuta and the JJK Zero characters. But man, this looks so good, and I'm happy. Next up, for a couple of randoms, here he is standing next to the Figma Demon Slayer Tanjiro Kamado, the SH Figuarts Gohan from Dragon Ball Superhero, and then the SH Figuarts first release Kakashi Hatake, who everyone compares him to, but if you say that, then it just means you haven't watched JJK, because these two characters couldn't be more different. And yes, I threw that out there because I felt like I had to. And lastly, for some more random extras that I just happen to have around me, we have him standing next to the SH Figuarts movie Deadpool, the McFarlane Toys, I don't know, Vecna. It's not Vecna, but it looks like Vecna, so that's what we call him. And then, of course, the Marvel Legends best Spider-Man figure to release within the past year, the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is probably going to make my top list of action figures this year, because I love this thing. So for my final thoughts, I feel like I really don't have to say what they are. You guys already know this one figure of the year from me last year, so I'm not going to say it's going to win again, because some pretty good things have come out this year, but this figure is just as good as the first. One thing I do want to say, that it feels like it's a little bit more mobile as well. Some of the things I struggled with articulation wise on the first release, I don't struggle with this one. It seems like it's a lot more flexible of a figure, meaning that they updated the plastic a little bit. I do really like the new collar piece. On top of that, I do like the new hair sculpt. Honestly, I only have one issue with this guy, and it's the fact that this head sculpt where he has the blindfold up, or bandages up, and you can see his eye, the eye is looking off to the left just a tad, meaning that if you pose him, even using the blast effect, and you're trying to have him shoot forward, it doesn't really look like he's looking forward. Like, it still kind of looks like he's looking off to the left a bit. So that's the only issue I have with this guy. I really wish that they would have got it the same way they did on the package. I do also want to say that the blast effect is a little bit darker. As you guys can see on the package, it's a little light right here. This came out pretty dark. Not that it bothers me or anything, I just wanted to point it out just because I can point it out. But I do like the lighter one a little bit better, but that's not a complaint. It's just something that I wanted to throw out there. Now, the only thing I think they could have done to make this figure better was, I really wish they would have gave us another masked or unmasked face where he doesn't have the blindfolds on at all, and instead of like the first one where he kind of had the smile, I'm trying to grab it at the same time I'm talking, but instead of having the smile, maybe just give him this same head sculpt with a serious face. That really would have made this worth picking up, in my opinion. Now, I will say the eyes on this one are definitely better than this one, meaning that they could have painted them so much better, and this head sculpt on this one, if they redid it, it would have just been so much better. But this isn't a web exclusive, which means it's possible we will see Gojo again down the line. I'm not sure what they could do different, because I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but Gojo has pretty much shown us who he is as a character, and he doesn't really do a lot of crazy new moves in the future of Jujutsu Kaisen yet. That's all I'll say. So it'll probably be a while before we see another Gojo. Hopefully they do what they did with the Sukuna face and maybe throw in that extra head with a Maki figure or Inumaki, Panda, whoever, to kind of push the sales a bit. I know some people don't like that, but if you collect the line faithfully, there shouldn't be a problem. So I don't know. I enjoy this figure a lot. It's just, I think there are some things that they could have added a little bit more to make this better. Yeah, the hands are great. The new head sculpts are great. The hair sculpt is great. But there's just that hint of something missing for a still great figure. But overall, that's my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye. Go support this line.